Hello everyone, it's Melinda here with CatSmashPuzzles, and today I'm doing an Oakland Puzzle Company puzzle with y'all. This one is called Rocket Dog Rescue. It's 500 pieces, and the photographer is Ellen Shershow, and I thought it was a cute one that I picked up at my local puzzle swap. I actually really did enjoy the Oakland puzzle that I did for the Zoom competition, which I believe was the ABC Flowers. And I thought they were a good quality puzzle, and I picked this one up pretty quick when I saw it. Now, along with wanting to do an Oakland puzzle again, I really wanted to practice my grid style type puzzles, because while I am practicing my weaknesses, aka text and gradients a little bit, I do also want to practice my strengths because it will make me an overall faster puzzler. And something I want to kind of emphasize is grids are actually like one of my best type puzzles. If I get a grid in nationals or Zoom competition, I accelerate and I probably do the best at those. I'm kind of ranking the highest. It does depend on the colors a little bit. Like if they're just random colors but not quite a grid, that's not the same thing. Random colors is a bit different. This is, you can see the distinct lines. I call it grid because there's distinct lines separating each of the segments of the puzzle. So you have different dogs in each of their sections, yellow, blue, pink, some of them are even black, and I think that'll make it much more easier for me to do. I think the hardest will be kind of finishing off their faces. It kind of reminds me of the Day in the Spa one I did recently. That was a Eurographics puzzle that had the frames, picture frames, and in the middle of it were animals kind of doing a spa day in some form or another. And the last thing I was doing was putting the pieces in for the animals because they were darker colors. And I can see how this would be the same kind of process, basically. But there are some really dark ones, like this top right corner, this top bottom. Actually, I don't even know what this one is because it's covered by the sticker. Maybe there's a poster in here? Let's see. Yeah, there's a poster. Okay, so I can use that. One thing I do, actually, if the box is covering a section like this on the photo, I just sort of use the poster only for that one section. I don't really use it for the whole. If the whole thing is really shown except for a spot, Cobble Hill does this a little bit. I kind of just stick it right there and be like, okay, I know what that section is now. Just something that, you know, little tidbit for y'all if you want to utilize the poster a bit more. So my goals for this puzzle, I will try to stick to my general goal of under an hour and my pieces per minute of under 52 minutes. Just a recap, I am sticking with my 9.5 pieces per minute goals because while my average has drastically gone up this so far in 2026, I don't have enough data points to justify changing my goals at the moment. I need about 4 to 5 more months of that average either kind of, you know, mellowing out to where it's supposed to be. So if I have improved, I will, you know, change my goals at that point. I also looked on myspeedpuzzling.com to see if anyone else has done this puzzle timed, and as far as I can tell, no one has. So I don't know what my time is compared to anybody else, so I'm just going to defeat my own goals, basically, on this one. I think I'll get under 50 minutes. I might even get under 45. Will I get under 40? I think the dark pieces are going to tell me no on this, but we'll have to see. So, let's smash it. I did this puzzle in 45 minutes and 50 seconds. This was Rocket Dog Rescue by Oakland Puzzle Company. The photographer was Ellen Shershow, and it was actually quite a cute puzzle. I do think that initially the piece shapes threw me off. I think that I was expecting more of a standard cut, and this was actually more of a random cut with some false edges and just some, it was actually kind of reminded me of that Springbok puzzle I did recently where you connect two pieces and then it kind of creates the hole for the knob to go in. So yeah, there were some interesting piece shapes on this puzzle. It was not something I was expecting because, again, the ABC flower was one I think was more of a standard cut. So it's just, maybe some companies do standard cut versus random cut, or they do both. So I was expecting standard cut, and I did not get that, which is okay with me. Unfortunately, this puzzle does not do a good pickup test. It's falling apart if I pick it up. So it doesn't quite pass that. It's too loose. But the piece quality is very nice. It's very smooth. I really did enjoy putting the doggos together. They were all very distinct. A few of them had similar, fur color, but I think they were distinct enough to where that really didn't slow me down. I do think that, again, my beginning was a bit on the slow side. I think that the dark pieces, slowed me down at the end as well. But overall, I think this puzzle came together rather smoothly. I did succeed in getting under my 2 goals today of under the hour and under 52 minutes. So pretty good there. Pretty happy with the time I have. I'm getting pretty consistent in the 40-minute range on 500-piece puzzles. So I think that, going forward, I'm going to start trying to push to that lower 40 area a lot and seeing if I can start pushing into those 30s. It does depend on the puzzle, but I do think that if puzzles are especially grid puzzles, I really need to be pushing that under 40-minute mark. But I'm happy with this time. Very cute puzzle. No missing pieces, so that was good. So I'll take this back to the puzzle swap. I think it's a good one for someone else to do. So, as for this puzzle, I think we smashed it. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.